I've been in the leadership world, but doing work in civic engagement is so different. And I really wanted to dip my toes into that, especially having been kind of in the TRSM world. And I just wanted to try something new and challenge myself.
Future Majority is obviously an organization that does incredible work in the spaces around youth advocacy and really pushing the needle on some of the issues that matter the most to young Canadians. It was really special for me to kind of be able to talk about that to the students that we were trying to place there and make that connection for them to go and see the way that they can create change in their communities through the learnings of organizing from Future Majority.
I've spent so many years in my degree learning about political theories, and while I really love that, I've never really seen how that plays out in the real world. So when we had the presentation in class about Future Majority, they were talking about opportunities to do phone banking, to do relational recruitment and organize house parties. And I just thought that was really really interesting. These were all things that I've never done before.
Even just looking at my close circle of friends outside of school or my family, I feel like I'm the only person that's very interested in stuff like this. And so I've been searching for a long time for a group of people who agree with the idea of making change in the future and just policy change. A lot of people find policy boring, and it's hearing about Future Majority, it seemed like it could be that group of people that I was searching for. And so I kind of just took a leap, and it actually has really fulfilled that community that I've been searching for.
Going into the team and meeting the team, I was really surprised to see young people involved in this work. And when I mean young, I mean high school students. I didn't do this kind of work in high school for sure. So it's wow, that's really surprising and really encouraging too, because young people are out there and they're wanting to make change too.
I'm working in a riding in British Columbia in the Port Moody Coquitlam area. And it started off, we sort of started from scratch. We had no politicians, we were trying to get them to agree to meet with us. And me and another girl in our class, just the two of us, got 4 of them to agree to come to listen to us from all the different ridings. And it just made me realize it seems impossible to talk to authority figures or to get people to listen to you or to make change. But experiencing this and then doing it, you can really see that you can do it. It's a bit of hard work and it requires a lot of patience, but it's possible and it's really cool.
Sometimes it's not that fun. The phone banking, for example, I was ooh, this is nerve-wracking. This isn't in my comfort zone at all. But despite it being outside of my comfort zone, I'm still really I'm honestly happy that I did it, because it's you have to push yourself past your boundaries and you have to really just do things that you don't like to really get to the right steps in making change.
We know that change making is a multi-process lane, right? So it's finding where your strengths are and building that lane for yourself and knowing that everyone has their own part to play in this bigger picture.
I think it's through mobilizing community. There's a greater impact when you have power in numbers, and we've seen that with George Floyd recently, how there was accountability for him, and that was because there were so many protests. If you didn't have that national and international outreach, I don't think it would have had the impact that it has today. So I think my advice for people who want to go into change making is to just recruit your friends, recruit friends of friends, just cast a wide net in your network. And that's one thing Future Majority taught me to do. It's you don't realize the power of your networks, and to just bring together people who are passionate about the same things you are, and you'll see that there's so much impact in that.
Collective voice is so important. I mean, I think that's assumed, but being in a group of people who all are passionate about the same things, it really makes you feel like, okay, there might be some ground that we can stand on here. And it's a lot more empowering than just like sitting in your own thoughts, being like, I want to do this. But now when you're sitting with yourself and a group of people and we're all like, we want to do this, it's a lot different and it feels like almost powerful in a way.
There's always the uncertain feeling of, oh, politics is not for me. So I think I really hope to disrupt that kind of narrative in the community that I work in and help them better understand, like, we are the ones that are gonna live 10, 20 years down the line. So it's important for us to voice what matters to us.
Change making is less of a scary word than it might have been before going into the class or the fellowship, just because like for years I want to do things and I want to, like, you know, there's so many things that you want to like work on and fix because you're like, this is wrong. And you're like, I can't be a change maker. I'm just one person. As I was saying before, it's very easy to feel like so small and everything is so big. So I think now change making to me is even just taking a step, whether that's writing a letter to a politician, calling somebody, volunteering with an organization like Future Majority. It's less, you know, like me as one person having to change the world and more of just taking a small action. And there's probably like a collective, a group somewhere who's trying to do the same thing as you.